Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am checking in with you 50 days out from my second marathon. So I have been training for my second marathon. I did my thing basically for the last couple of months and it's been great. I feel like I've had a really good training experience compared to last time. My last training experience was really good, but it was just like very different. I felt a lot more stressed. This time it's been very seamless. So I'm really excited to check in with you guys and kind of tell you how I've been feeling and what I'm looking forward to for this race. So first off, how I'm feeling right now, I'm feeling so excited. I'm really looking forward to this race. Honestly, training has been really good. I talked about in like a video a few weeks back about basically just trying to run more with friends and like the things I was doing differently. Running with friends has absolutely changed the game. This year I have been so consistent. I run at minimum 20 miles a week almost every week. It's been great. And then like this last week we did like closer to 35 miles. So I feel like this was exactly what I needed. It's really hard to get out there and run by yourself sometimes. I know some people love that. For me, I really need the community and it gets me out of bed in the morning knowing my friends are gonna be there and then we're all gonna run together. So that's been a big game changer. I wish we were running the race together. So they're actually doing the half marathon. I'm doing the full, which is okay because Daniel's gonna do the full with me and they're gonna be there to cheer me on at the end and everything. I have so appreciated them being there for me this year and they have ran extra miles with me. They have, pushed me pace-wise. They pushed me on doing tempo runs when I didn't feel like it. It's been so great and I so appreciate my community. It's been absolutely amazing. Overall, I'm just feeling so excited for the race. I feel like this time I've really honed in a couple of things and I'm getting less scared of the big miles. So I'm doing, 10 or 12 miles without really thinking too much about it. And that's really great because before the longest I did was 17 and most of my long runs were only about 10. I think I maybe did two 10-mile runs. Now I've done multiple 10-mile runs just in the last couple of weeks and I'm gonna be doing even more in the next few weeks. It's just the longer distances used to really scare me because that's when my stomach would hurt or I'd cramp or I'd start getting hungry and there were just things that would kind of stress me out. And because I've been adding so much mileage and running all of those miles, it has made it to where those 10-milers are not that bad and I'm not having all of those weird reactions and stuff. So that makes me really hopeful for the actual race. So I'm in basically the last block of training before I start tapering off. So this is the big bulk of my training where I am doing a ton of miles. I'll be doing 50 miles in about 2 weeks. That's the peak of my training. And then it starts tapering off from there back down until race day. So for me, this is so different compared to last time because last time I was skipping a lot of runs. I feel like I had gotten sick multiple times where I had full weeks that I didn't run. Nowadays, I think I've only had, out of this whole training process, I think I've only had 2 weeks that I skipped. And last time when I was training for my first marathon, I had almost a month, a monthly habit of having a week that I would skip training, not a single run happening. And again, the amount of mileage I was doing compared to what I'm doing now was night and day difference. So for me, I think just the amount of running and training I've been doing has been making the biggest difference. It's making me feel confident. It's gotten into my daily routine where it's not something I even think about too much anymore and I'm not trying to squeeze in. It just happens every single day. And that's really what I was going for this time. The hardest part of training, I would say for this race, has probably been the heat. Believe it or not, I really thought I was gonna be somebody who preferred to run in the heat versus the cold weather. And my last race, I trained during the winter and I was like, this is such a stupid idea. It's so cold, blah, blah, blah. And we actually had a really mild winter, so I was able to run a ton outside. And I definitely ran in some cold weather, but I would take that any day over running in the heat now. The heat has been absolutely demolishing me and it just zaps my energy. One of the first long runs I did was at the peak of summer. It was 93 degrees and smoky and hot and I literally was I'm gonna die. I was running from shade to shade. I could only go for about a quarter mile before I had to stop and take a break and drink water. I was just so depleted. I will never be somebody who's running in the desert or in major humidity because it just zaps me. What surprised me the most about training for the second marathon is I really thought that fitting in the runs with the kids and everything was gonna be a lot harder than last time, mainly because my kids are older and I thought maybe they would be like less inclined to sit in the stroller, but they've been loving it. Like they literally wanna go with me. Now that I'm doing like longer runs where I can't take them with me, they are like, they're always like, can we come? So I try to do at least 1 or 2 like runs a week with them still, even though I could probably like leave them at home. We're at kind of the point where it's like you have to do a lot of miles each run. So I normally don't like to take them for longer than like 5 because I can't go as fast, and obviously it just kind of like zaps me energy wise, but I love taking them with me, and it was just so funny how much they wanted to be part of it and how much they wanted to like run with me. So we've even done a couple of runs where they have like run with us, like ahead of us in the stroller, and then they've like run ahead of us like out of the stroller, and then like after, you know, a half mile, a mile, they get in and then they run they sit the rest of the way in the stroller. But it's been so cute and fun, and now both my girls will like put on workout clothes and they're like, oh, I'm gonna go do a marathon. Like they say things like that, and it's so cute. I'm like, okay, have fun, and like they'll go run around the house for a little bit. So regarding my sub 4:30 goal, I honestly feel like I'm pretty much on track for that right now. My very comfortable pace that I'm sitting at is between like 10:10, like a 9:30 and a 10:10. Like I feel like I can hold that pace very comfortably for a good amount of time. I can stay in zone 2. Being in zone 2 during my easy runs was something I didn't do at all. I didn't do any heart rate training last time. I didn't know what it meant. I wasn't paying attention to it. It didn't even cross my mind. I was paying attention to pace because I was using Runna, but this time I have not used Runna at all. I have just been focusing on my mileage and my heart rate, and that has made a gigantic difference in how I feel and how I train. So that's really interesting. I feel like I needed Runna for like that first race because you just don't know anything and you don't know where to start, and you don't know anything. Like I just didn't know anything. I didn't know where my heart rate was supposed to be, nothing. And I know Runna has those features, and I'm sure like that like would have been really beneficial if I'd used all of them, but I think I was just kind of like following the training plan, trying to stay on pace, you know, and not really worrying about anything else. But now that I know what zone 2 feels like for me, and like runners talk about that you like know what zone 2 feels like and you know what that pace feels like, I can hold that pace for days. Like it's really, really good. So I do feel like I'm faster than I was last time. I know my pace is already faster as far as like I can hold a faster pace for a longer period of time than I could before. So all that to say, I'm feeling good about the sub 4:30 pace. I'm not super worried about hitting that though, because the fact is like my first marathon was like a 4:56 or something. It was barely under 5 hours. So anything is gonna beat that basically. So I'm not super worried about it. Like as long as I beat the 4:56, I'm happy. Currently, my biggest weakness when it comes to 50 days out is I'd probably say nutrition. I feel like we've been having a really busy summer. We were on vacation and there's just been a lot going on. And I seriously looked at the calendar for August the other day and about like fell over because it was just packed to the gills. And school started for us. We started homeschool, and it's just been really, really busy. Every single day has had something going. And so it's hard for me to plan my nutrition to make sure that I'm fueling myself properly for this race, and also just paying attention to like what I'm eating so that I'm giving myself the best chance of having like good digestion during the race. I'm somebody who struggles with my digestion in general, but especially when I'm doing a major sport like this. So I had tummy issues during my half marathon. I almost always have them after the race, like for a bit where it's like the whole rest of the day is like kind of shot because of it. And then obviously like during my marathon, I had to like stop a couple of times. So it's one of those that I'm like, I've been working on, but I've even had some issues during some of my like little bit longer runs. And thankfully it hasn't been anything terrible. And I always like make sure I'm, you know, running near where I have like an aid station of some sort, where I have like a porta potty or a bathroom or something like that, near a friend's house, something like that, to where I can, you know, if I need to, because I feel like for me, the anxiety of starting to not feel good makes everything so much worse. So being close to something that feels familiar has helped a lot. So for me, I'm gonna keep really close track of like where aid stations are on like the route when race day actually comes. But I'm also just really trying to pay attention to fuel. Have not done a single gel this entire training block. I had talked about that in one of my previous videos that like I was pretty sure I wasn't gonna do gels, and I'm kind of sticking with that. I've been doing Stinger waffles. They've been awesome. I've been doing electrolytes when I need them. I'm gonna do magnesium chews as well, because the magnesium in my electrolytes has been helping a lot, but I think like if I was in like urgent need, those would help too. So I'm gonna have some of those. But as far as fuel, I think I'm just sticking with Stinger waffles this time because those seem to be hitting the spot. I might also do Sour Patch Kids. Those have never really steered me wrong, but yeah, I thought for sure I'd be like a normal gel girly just like everybody else, and I'm like, those are not hitting for me. I'd say what I'm most nervous about for race day is being in so much pain like I was last time. I have never had like my legs and feet hurt that bad, but the thing that's giving me a lot of peace is knowing what I did wrong. Like I know everything I did wrong for the most part in my first marathon. So I know I went out of the gates too fast. I know I wasn't stretched and warmed up. I know I didn't train enough mileage during my training blocks. I know that I, burnt myself out in the first 12 miles and then was having to run it all back. I know I didn't have new shoes, and those are all things that I'm going to not do this time. Like I'm getting new shoes like in September so that I can like break them in before the race, but I'll have like brand new shoes for the race. I am, stretching before. I've been being way more diligent with my stretching and cooling down before and after my runs. Still not as well as I'd like to be, but I'm definitely like better than I have been. And just really trying to focus on making sure I'm fueling myself. And also Daniel's gonna run with me this time, which I think is gonna be great. And I also know I'm not gonna be late to the trailhead this time. I'm not going to, be traveling the day before. There's like a lot of things like that I just know like I'm not gonna make those same mistakes. So that's giving me a lot of hope that I hopefully won't be in as much pain as I was last time. One thing I wanna do differently for this race compared to my first marathon is I really want to just focus on my zone. The way I'm kind of going into this race is my game plan is to be in zone 2 and to keep that slower pace for literally the first 3/4 of the race. I'm going to just really keep it easy and keep it kind of laid back until we get probably to mile 20. And in my head, the reason I'm doing that is I think if I try to catch my pacer too early and I worry about that again, I've made that mistake twice now, that trying to chase down my pacer gives me a lot of stress. Whereas if I just focus on running my race and staying in my zone and having a good time and keeping my cortisol level low, keeping my stress low, and just enjoying myself, I feel like I'll have the ability to like push it at the end. So I know for myself, I can do a 10K or 6.2 miles pretty easily. And so I know that like I could push it at the end if I needed to. So my game plan is just to really kind of hold it back. And I'm not gonna keep it like slow probably the entire time. Like I'm sure I'll kind of ebb and flow, but the mistakes I've made both times has been going out too fast or just having my heart rate too high for too long in whatever I'm doing. So I think it's okay to ebb and flow, but I chased my pacer twice, like during my marathon, where I caught up to them and then I lost him, and then I chased him down again, lost him again, and then I couldn't catch him again because I was like, but I kept spiking my heart rate and burning myself out, and that just didn't work for me. So this time I'm really gonna just focus on my pace and not worry about finding my pacer. I'm gonna start with them, but I'm not gonna like worry about it. I'm really gonna just like do my thing and hope for the best. And I feel like it's more important for me to feel good afterward and feel good during it and not be like completely burnt out afterward versus trying to chase my pacer the whole time. There's one thing I could go back and tell myself before I started training for this marathon is that like this is going to reignite my love of running. Like I have just had such an amazing summer of running that has been so life-giving. It has been so energizing. I have had the best conversations with my friends. I have felt so empowered. I've had really fun times with my kids. We took them on a run in Black Forest on like a trail, and I don't normally do trails when I'm training, but we did like a trail run, and the kids were like laughing and pretending it was a roller coaster, and I was laughing so hard, and I was like, this is amazing. Like the fact that like my body can do this, the fact that I have got these like 2 amazing kids that I get to experience this with, that I've got these awesome mom friends that are like willing to wake up at the crack of dawn with me and go out and run. Like I'm so thankful and I'm so blessed. And so I just feel so good. I'm so thankful that like my husband and I, we all like get the kids together and go out and do 5 miles together after work versus just like crashing in front of the TV. Not that we haven't done that too, but it's just like that I'm just so thankful for. I'm so thankful for that being our experience and that we do this. And like, I just so encourage anyone who wants to try running to try it, because the fact is like, it is such a life-giving sport. And I'm just so thankful that I found it. I like can't believe I went so much of my life without running. Like I used to absolutely hate running, never wanted to do it, hated running a mile at gym class. Like it just was not my thing. I forced myself to do a mile at the gym as a warm up, and that was it. And I hated every minute of it. And now I look forward to like 10 miles that I can just like go out and run. So it's just been amazing. And really this summer has been like the most fun I've had training for anything ever. It's been an absolute blast. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you found it motivating. I'm so excited for this race. We are 50 days out. I'm also going to do like probably a like 30-day check-in, or maybe like, 2 weeks out, and probably like the week before as well, because it's just kind of fun to see like where we're at. Over the next couple weeks, I'm going to be doing like even longer runs. So like this weekend I have like a 15 miler. Next week there'll be a 20 miler. I'm very excited for that. So I'll be taking you guys along for those over on TikTok and Instagram. Make sure you're following me there. I also post them on Shorts as well. So make sure to follow me on all of the platforms so you don't miss any of the fun. And I'll of course be taking you guys along for race week and race day. And again, I am so excited. Like we're officially on the countdown at this point and I cannot wait. So thank you guys so much for watching and for being here, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.